What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It is Sunday, fun day, August 25th, 2024. We're standing at Polderbaan, which is the only runway in use for arrivals at the morning. At the moment, in the morning. Had a bit of thunderstorms overnight and a lot of rain yesterday evening. Right now, as you guys can see, the wind is blowing more or less from the west, a little bit south of west, varying between west and, well, southwest I should say. 13 knots, the wind speed is increasing. The temperature is 2, still 17 degrees C right here at the moment. Few clouds at 3,000 feet. And Orange Pride is coming, now just southeast of Paris, expected around 10:23. We have two 747s arriving from the west, cargo lux expected just before noon. And we have Atlas Air, which I think is going to be the last airplane of the day, expected around 1:15. 7478 arriving from Miami. The Emirates A380 is already above Turkey and is early, I should say. Expected before 1 o'clock. That bodes well for us seeing it land on Polderbaan, because before 1 o'clock Polderbaan is expected to be the only runway in use for arrivals. So fingers crossed it is not going to get delayed significantly. But its ETA was before 1 o'clock all the time since I checked it this morning. This airplane probably is going to land on runway 27. I'm going to wrap it up after the Atlas Air has landed about 1:15. So yeah, Suriname is also underway. That's probably a plain white, yeah, my left arrow, A330-200. So that's what's in store for today. Good morning, one and all. I see that Maria, Marissa and Alvin are already in the chat, and a lot of viewers too. Alvin already dropping bombs here with memberships gifted. Mate, you know you shouldn't have. Thank you so much. A very good morning. And also, welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, those 5 new members. Don't forget to say thank you to Alvin if you're one of the recipients of the gifted memberships. And be sure to use those custom emojis that are now at your disposal for a month. Wind on the scale of chimney smoke you can see in the distance. The first airplane to arrive is an A319 EasyJet arriving from Luton. So look away if you're Luton intolerant. 22515 is the flight number. 39 minutes is the flight time. And this is GZ. G-E-Z-I-Y. 18-year-old airplane, first flight November 2005. Oh, JD is off to the spa. Happy spying, JD then. Easy. JW Slijm says the wind for Polderbaan is toch meer voor opstijgen? More for departures? Well, no, because there's a southern component to it. So taking off to the north would mean a little bit of tailwind. And now it is mostly crosswind with a little bit of headwind. Got the KLM 777. I had it in view. Let's see. There it is. KLM 777 arriving from Johannesburg, flying over there, downwind, off the coast of Bloemendaal. Coming this way. Finnair is also coming. That's the next airplane, already on the glide slope. Can't wait for my new camera to get back. This screen is a bit tricky to... Come on. Really? There it is. Gears extending. KLM Finnair flight 1301 arriving from bloody Helsinki. It's an A330-300 today. And for the early birds, well, Cheers again, Alvin. You know you shouldn't have. You're doing more than enough to support the channel as a moderator, you know that. Well, while we're waiting, they still haven't cut the grass over here. It does, for some reason, seem to be lower or something. Maybe it's dying off or something. Maybe the municipality is thinking, let's nature do its work. Do the work for us. See that Lily is also back in the chat. Good morning. Rakete 88, guten Morgen. Herzlich willkommen. Frank, good morning. Hope you bring us good news. Good morning, Tony. YouTube fan. Herr Wolf, guten Morgen. Servus Wolfgang, good to see you, mate. Peter PDK, good evening. Morning. You're saying good evening to Maria. Richard is tuning in from bloody hot and sunny Rotterdam South. Good to see you, Richard. Hope all is well. Happy Sunday. Crabs. Hey there, Bill. Bill came prepared. He has the earplugs ready for those noisy Delta A330s. Good on you, mate. And rightly so. I hope we're going to see a couple. Normally speaking, we should see a few. And also a massive big thank you to Finnair A350 fan Dallas, Australia for your 9 months of continued support already. He says, hey AMS Live, thanks for what you do for this channel. You're welcome, mate. Thank you so much for your support for 9 months already. 3 months and you're going green as well. Greenpeace is going to like that, mate. Finnair Flight 1301 A330-300. Will it get loud? The airplane is 15 years old and had its first flight in February 2009. Let us look and listen. Nope. A subdued idle reverse landing, unfortunately. Which is a shame because damn, this airplane has potential to get loud. Oh, I see that I lost my exposure. Still a quarter stop, which I did when I was standing in the garage and things were looking a bit dark. Is it overexposed in your opinion, or could also go back to the default exposure settings? Auto exposure. Doesn't look too overexposed over here. Hey Chicky, goedemorgen. Roadhog, good morning, good to see you, mate. Hans, good morning. Geert, goedemorgen. Geert asks if I am out on Tuesday. Unfortunately not. Tuesday is one of my 2 regular working days, mate. JWB, good morning, goedemorgen. Evan, Jeezy morning. Yeah, Jeezy in the house, so a little bit of Kanye. Here we have KLM Flight 592 arriving from Johannesburg, South Africa. 777-300, the first of the day. PHBVK. See that Lee is also back in the chat. Good evening, mate. Hope all is well. Hope you've had a good day. Also a massive big thank you for your continued support, mate. 4 months of membership. Love what you do, boy. Keep up the great streaming. Thank you for your kind words, Lee. I will definitely do that. Thank you so much. Right, big picture wise, we can see a few clouds over there. Some friendlier looking clouds looking to the west. The moon is also out. Moonshot here at AMS Live. That seems to be grabbing. It's not flipping me the finger, it's trying to grab me. I'm not going to be abducted by clouds today. Wind on the scale of chimney smoke. And I hope Jerry will be joining us later because glide slope shots, crabby glide slope shots in fact. Good morning Harry, good to see you mate. DJ Digital Media, good morning. Ewald, goedemorgen. Martien, goedemorgen. Kancha Chena, good morning. Hey there Mark, good morning mate. All others who have joined in the meantime, good morning too. A little bit of crabbiness coming from an A320 Neo from SAS, visiting from Stockholm. The airplane a year old, first flight January 2023. Fan informing us that the Orange Pride is expected in 30 minutes. Dirkie, goedemorgen. Bear with me, good morning. Chinese characters, good morning. Monzi, good morning. Adi, goedemorgen. Chris, good morning. Chris tuning in from Manchester. Welcome one and all. We have another airplane crabbing its way over here. This is United Airlines. 777-200 arriving from San Francisco. 9 hours and 26 minutes on the way to get here. 24-year-old airplane. The first flight of this airplane was in April 2000. Went to the barber the other day and my neck is pretty barren with a lot of skin exposure. I've just put up the hoodie because the wind is blowing from the back. The neck was getting a little chilly. This is way better. Soon enough, the heated gloves and the parka will return, I fear. Not before a small heat wave later in the week. Tropical temperatures of 30 C expected from Thursday or Wednesday perhaps even already. Not sure how long it's going to last, but being the Netherlands, probably not long, probably just a few days. Hey there, Swissport worker. Padenvat, good morning. Padenvat just woke up. What better way to wake up on a Sunday morning than with AMS Live and crabby arrivals. One airplane visible right now, and that airplane is Air Canada Flight 808, arriving from Toronto, A330-300. No bank robber. Trying to get our money. 6 hours 43 minutes on the way. 23-year-old airplane, first flight June 2001. Hadi Johanna, goedemorgen. Go home in time for Formula 1. I haven't been following Formula 1 since the dad of Max was driving and was testing the sides of the circuits so often. they bring back the V10 engines of that period, maybe I would consider watching it again, but I'm actually put off by the engine noise. Don't think it's that interesting. Just goes to show how much the audio is also part of the experience. It slowly deteriorated. V12s were great, then the V10s that were the best in my opinion, and then the V6s and V8s, I think they don't sound that appealing. That's just personal opinion, of course. And I'm not expecting a big crowd today. I'm expecting a lot of people will be going to Zandvoort or watching Formula 1 already. But for those of you who don't want to look or watch, prefer doing something else, there's this stream. Hey there RDW, goedemorgen. Ricardo, goedemorgen. En Dirk natuurlijk ook, goedemorgen. Next airplane coming in is KLM, arriving from Austin in Texas. Not Houston, but Austin. KLM flight 668, 7879 Dreamliner. 8 hours 53 minutes on the way. PHBHO, which is 6 years old and had its first flight in March 2018. Marcel asks what the METAR means. EHAM is the airport abbreviation for Schiphol Airport, and it is the weather report. The METAR gets updated twice an hour. And let me see, there seems to be a bit of time after the airplane following the airplane that you're now seeing. I will take you through it, show you what everything means. For now, we have 2 arrivals, and then I will take you through the METAR. What up, Bookie Meow? Good morning. George, goedemorgen. Veerboot, goedemorgen. Our next airplane to arrive is an A320neo. Hailing from Greece, which is bliss, and it also says so on the tin. Sky Express, flight 8250, arriving from Heraklion. Hours and 24 minutes on the way. 3-year-old airplane. First flight November 2020. Maybe I can take you through the METAR already. Let's reload it quickly. Right, so it starts with the airplane code and the date and time. 25th is today, 7:25 Zulu time is 9:25 Central European time. It starts off with the wind. 30 knots from 250 degrees, and the wind direction is variable between 220 degrees and 280 degrees. The 9999 means visibility is 10 kilometers or more. And then the clouds and the level. I thought it was few clouds at 3,000 feet that it said. But you have few clouds, scattered clouds. Tells you something about the cloudiness. If it says CAV OK, it means ceiling and visibility are okay. And the ceiling and visibility of the lower 5,000 feet surrounding the airport is meant by that. Then it says the temperature and the dew point. 17 degrees and I think it was 13 degrees. That is the dew point. There it comes again, the METAR. Meanwhile, let me turn around the camera. The A350 Delta Airlines flight 74 is arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. Right, so the wind direction variable between 220 degrees and 280 degrees. 9999 means visibility is 10 kilometers or more. Few clouds at 3000 feet. The air temperature is 17 degrees Celsius. The dew point is 10 degrees Celsius. The air pressure is 1017 hectopascals. And no significant changes are expected in the upcoming 2 hours. That's what the METAR means. Or at least that's what this METAR means. Hey Martijn, goedemorgen. Wexel Chisek, good morning. Graag gedaan, Marcel. Jan Jansen, goedemorgen. Niels, goedemorgen. Tim, goedemorgen. John Marije, goedemorgen. And all others who have joined in the meantime, good morning. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're standing at Polderbaan, runway 18 right, used for arrivals. The only runway open for arrivals at the moment. A little bit of crosswind. There's probably a new METAR out. 5 minutes to the hour, so I'm expecting it to be published in a few moments. Maybe after the landing of Delta Airlines flight 74 we can have a look. Exposure compensation back to 0. I had it a quarter stop up. This is back to 0. Maybe this looks a bit more natural. I think it does. It looked a bit dark when I was standing in the garage the other day with the shit weather, so turned it up a notch. This is back to 0. I think this works better, at least on my screen. This looks a bit more natural. Delta Airlines flight 74 arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. Regular livery A350. 7 hours and 30 minutes underway. Flight time... Yes, flight time 7 hours and 30 minutes. Brand new airplane though. First flight was in July 2024. Still under warranty. Looking like a predator bird, doesn't it? Hey there, Chunky, good morning. Hey, Jane, good morning. Jane also back in the chat. Right. It's almost shower-like looking. I thought that the weather said it was going to stay dry in the entire country today. If not, I hope it's not going to be coming this way, but we need to look over there to see what's coming, and this all looks friendly and nice. The wheat has been harvested. Well, at least this field has been harvested. There's still a field of wheat over there. It's all been going to Snoop Dogg's coffee shop probably. Controller quickly making its way over to the south side of the runway. Has to hurry because the next airplane is already coming. KLM flight 1352 arriving from Prague, and there should be a 777-200 somewhere behind it. Oh yeah, left of it. You'll probably see it almost at the same height visually. That is KLM flight 644 arriving from New York. Airplane in the foreground is number 190 arriving from Prague. And there's also a relocation flight from EasyJet coming, arriving from Rotterdam. Wonder if that may had to divert. if it arrived yesterday evening, when we've had a bit of stormy and rainy weather. There's a third airplane now on the glide slope according to flight radar. I am not seeing it just yet. A319 Croatia Airlines arriving from Zagreb. I think that the clouds are in the way a little. Now, I've also checked the water over here. I haven't seen any water birds yet. I guess they're all sleeping in. Or they already went to Zandvoort to watch Formula 1. Could also be. Will we be getting a butt shot from this airplane? I think we might. I think we will. I know we will. First butt shot of the day. Courtesy of KLM, Embraer 190. Bam. Overshot a little. There we go, back on track. Ah, so it did divert. Okay, thanks for the information, Marissa. Hey Matt, goedemorgen. Karsten, goedemorgen. Good morning. KLM flight 644 is coming in next with a little spec at 10 o'clock, which is the Croatia Airlines A319. Hey Stefan, goedemorgen. KLM flight 644, 777-200 arriving from New York, JFK, 6 hours 19 minutes underway. The PHBQK, 19 years old, first flight January 2005. Sylvan, goedemorgen. Nice, really. Screw crosswind. Talking about an ace landing. Beautiful. Like there's no crosswind at all. Hey there Juan. Good morning. And all others who have joined, good morning. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Feel free to say hi, it's not mandatory, but it's always appreciated. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. There are many viewers watching and they're all friendly and a lot of them are knowledgeable, so shoot if you have any questions. Croatia Airlines up next, flight 450 A319, arriving from Zagreb. 1 hour 36 minutes is the flight time so far. 26-year-old airplane, first flight May 1998. Little speck in the distance, that's the EasyJet A320neo that is relocating from Rotterdam, where it had to diverge to yesterday evening presumably. See that Jin is also back in the chat. Good evening, I am thinking, or afternoon. Welcome back mate, hope all is well. Hope you've had a good day so far. Arnold, goedemorgen. Tim asks how much wind today. Check the METAR. K2 just passed me by, little wave. And probably a photobomb, yep. Nice. What's that driving in the background? Is that an ambulance or a bus? Huh. ambulance. Thanks, Frank. Hey, Alan, what up, mate? Good morning. Hope your wig didn't get blown away again. It was quite windy yesterday. Well, at least over here when it was raining in the evening. All of a sudden the wind started to pick up quite violently. EasyJet A320neo with behind it a 787-10 arriving from Cartagena in Colombia. And I see that Jerry is also back in the chat. Good morning, Jerry. Glide slope shots indeed. And Jerry came in with a bang, gifting 5 memberships just now. Thank you so much for that, Jerry. I hope that everybody who received a membership from you will say thank you for it. You didn't have to do it, but you did it anyway. Thank you so much, my friend. And I hope all is well. Well, it has to be. We have glide slope shots again. No speed bump shots. Crabby glide slope shots. They're the best. Relocation flights from EasyJet, arriving from Rotterdam. Let's quickly turn around. KLM flight 749 up next. 787-10 Dreamliner arriving from Cartagena. 9 hours and 11 minutes on the way. The PHBKI 3-year-old airplane, first flight August 2020. Wolfgang asks, what is the gap to the 700? Well, it's only increased. It's only increased. I think we were back at 600 or so. Channel has been very stagnant this year, and the climb with memberships has too. But we are slowly but surely getting there. KLM flight 749 arriving from Cartagena. 3-year-old airplane. Now touching down, and bam, gone as the flex. Chisek asks about DHL 300s. I think they usually arrive during the stream on Saturdays. They might come in later today. They do fly back and forth to Amsterdam quite regularly, but I think it's only on Saturdays that they usually arrive during stream hours. My regular streaming hours, I should say. Alvin going back into Lurker's Lounge, having dinner. What's for dinner, mate? And enjoy your dinner, obviously. KLM 737 arriving from Berlin, and we should, yep, nice. Should be seeing Emirates arriving from Dubai in the background. Nice. Turning in, gear already extending. Glide slope shot established. What time is that flight departing, Joshua? Quito will be leaving from runway 24, so we should be able to catch a glimpse of it. Indeed, Jerry, Dutch Grand Prix today. Noticed that yesterday in the evening hours helicopters were flying back and forth. Saw that last year as well. They're using the route over my place of residence to bring the VIPs to hotels further down in the country, south. Okay, thanks for the update, Joshua. Let me see. Just have inbound on flight radar. Let me switch to both inbound and outbound so that I can see. Alright, seems to be number 2 for departure, right? I'll see if I can film it. It will probably coincide with the landing of the next airplane over here. Once it has landed, your buddy will probably take off from runway 24. This is Emirates Sky Cargo flight 9906 arriving from Dubai World Center. And apparently it had a lot of tailwind, 6 hours and 12 minutes underway. That is faster than average. 777 freighter, 2-year-old airplane, first flight June 2022. Hey Hans, goedemorgen. Max Ben, good morning. Hey Jackie, also back in the chat. Morning mate. Hope all is well. And there's also an EasyJet that is now lining up on runway 24 before KLM flight 755. That's only better. Gives us time to also watch the rollout of this airplane. Haven't seen the firefighters yet, come to think of it. Well, they're closed for business on Sunday, now we know. Let's see, Shamrock flight 603 to Dublin is now lined up on runway 24. KLM flight 755 to Quito. Looks like it is going to be the next airplane then. Alright. Nice few airplanes are coming this way on to Polderbaan. Embraer 190 arriving from Geneva first, KLM flight 1930. And Joshua's mate is on board KLM flight 755, 777-200 going to Quito, which will more than likely take off after Shamrock flight 603 to Dublin, which is now lined up. Hey Marianne, goedemorgen. Peter K says, oh my god, today it will be 37 degrees C over here. Damn, that's hot, man. Do you have air conditioning in your home? Right. Even though it is almost about to land, KLM flight 755 to Quito is lining up on runway 24. Let's see, where is it going to appear? Probably somewhere over here. Not exactly sure where. And Harry asks, what time is it in Amsterdam? Check the bottom left corner of your screen, mate. That shows you the local time over here. Right. 777 seems to be on the move. One 777 is leaving, another one is coming. KLM flight 636 arriving from Las Vegas, approaching behind us. Quick glance at the 777 to Quito, which I'm expecting will appear any moment now. There it is. There's your mate Joshua. Taking off to Quito. Triple 7-200 leaving, and this is a 777-200 arriving from Las Vegas, KLM flight 636. Good morning, Jake, and all others who have joined in the meantime. Good morning. Arrivals at Polderbaan. KLM Malta up next. A320 Neo arriving from Malta. 2 hours 52 minutes underway. 9H NEF is its registration. The airplane is a year old. First flight May 2023. Hey Miri, goedemorgen. The airplane in the distance behind it, and now number 2 is a 777-300 that is arriving from Cape Town, South Africa. The number 3 not yet visible, or is it? Only just. That's the 767-400 from United. Globally speaking, it is a very rare airplane, but not over here at Schiphol Airport. For some reason, United has been sending the 767 over quite regularly. Last year, a couple of weeks, if not a couple of months, almost on a daily basis, it was flying between Washington then, I think it was. Now it's Newark, Amsterdam that they're using it for. So you'd think it is a much more regular occurring airplane than it actually is. Not a lot of them flying around, but we are so lucky to see them quite regularly. Knocks on wood. Don't jinx it. KLM Malta exiting via exit number 1, giving us a little butt shot. There you go. Sweet. Hey, Koen KC, good morning. Just the guy I was looking for. Thank you for your PayPal donation the other day. It was, I think it arrived shortly after I was done streaming, or just shortly before I stopped. Was no longer able to say thank you for it on the stream, so I'm happy that you're there. Thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you for your PayPal donation, Koen. Did receive it in good order. Thank you so much. Now obviously everybody knows what airplane this is. It is the Orange Pride, arrived from Cape Town, South Africa, the PHBVA. Hey there Belgian Rail, good morning. Henry, goedemorgen, and thank you for your kind words, mate. Glad you're liking what you're seeing. Hope everybody does. Bit unfortunate timing with the airplane being in the shade over here. Stupid sun and the stupid clouds. Bastards. Now mate, thank you so much for your super chat. You really shouldn't have, mate. Joshua says, mate, you're amazing. Nice spotting sessions on Sunday mornings, and you were so nice to turn the camera towards my friend Outbound Kido. Thank you. Well, you're welcome, mate. Happy that I could oblige. And your timing was perfect. Just before it happened. Makes it less less likely that I forget. Here is the 767-400. United Airlines Flight 70, arriving from Newark, 767-400. So it's a 767 stretch, if you will. 6 hours and 34 minutes underway. Crabbity crab. The airplane is 23 years old. Began flying in September of the year 2000. Hey there, Silkenator, good morning. All others who have joined in the meantime, welcome to the show. As you can see, we have crosswind and landings on Polderbaan, runway 18 right, currently the only runway in use for arrivals. Ooh, tippy-toey, tippy-toey. Romain says, Air France next. Oui, Air Baguette. Hey there, Graham, good morning. Good to see you, mate. Next up is Air Baguette. Air France. De Paris Charles de Gaulle. Flight 1444. 49 minutes underway. The Fujitec. 22 years old, first flight December 2001. Top left, you can see the next airplane behind it. That is another A320neo from Sky Express, bringing us more bliss from Greece. Oh, pardonnez-moi, Frank. Air France, KLM South. Hey Clemencia, goedemorgen. Good to see you. Did not see you were there already. Hope all is well. Happy Sunday to all. Let's also have a quick look at the map in a moment and also refresh the METAR. Let's have a quick look, see what's cooking. So the Orange Pride just landed. First Queen is expected, still 5 minutes to noon. Cargo Lux arriving from Miami. Last airplane of the day, expected at 1:15. Atlas Air 7478 also arriving from Miami. This airplane, Air China Cargo, will be expecting to land on runway 27, which will be open between 1 and 2 o'clock. Oh, nice! Emirates is having tailwind today and is expected even sooner. Everything before 1 o'clock means landing on Polderbaan almost certainly, so that bodes very well. Fingers crossed it's going to stay that way. A refresh of the METAR shows that the wind is now 16 knots and is still very much nearly perpendicular to the runway heading. Runway 18 right means landing to the south. Few clouds at 3,400 feet. Let me also update the METAR in the ticker. So the wind, a nice 16 knots of almost pure crosswind. Hey Jinshin, also back in the chat. Aloha mate, hope all is well, hope you've had a good day. And just preemptive Jinshin, I haven't seen the coots yet. Nor the ducks or grebes. As a matter of fact, also no crow crew or any of the seagulls. We are getting some Greek bliss over here. Greece. Hey, okay, I take that back. We have one seagull over here. Greece very much being like ignorance, it is bliss. Next up, arriving from Bucharest, not Tarom but KLM, flight 1372, 737-900, 23-year-old airplane, first flight August 2001, the PHB XP. The airplane immediately behind it, also arriving from Bucharest, is from Tarom. So 2 consecutive inbound flights from Bucharest. KLM first, 737-900. Tarom flies the 737-800. Consecutively landing. KLM landing, keeping up the speed. Vacate late, sooner to the gate. Wind on the scale of chimney smoke. Currently looks like so. Now there's 2 airplanes visible. The airplane behind the Tarom is an E2 Embraer 195 from KLM that is returning from Edinburgh. Time for a sip of vodka. Line gamers, right? A380 will almost every time land on Buitenvelderbaan, and it is dependent on the wind whether it will or won't. Now its ETA is 1:45, and that bodes really well because at that time only one runway will be open for arrivals, and that will be this one. So guess where it's going to land then? You're right. Right here. Right here. Next up, E2 Embraer 195 arriving from Edinburgh, KLM flight 924. Another little itty bitty airplane behind it, that is BA flight 430, Speedbird returning from London Heathrow, A320. We'll see that soon enough. Steven, photobombing the moment. Steven Seagull. Hey, something big looking to arrive in the background. That's a Chinese 777 freighter arriving from Shanghai. Nice. Could do with a little loud landing. Lord knows that these E2s are quiet and won't live up to it. Nice airplane though, don't get me wrong. A bit timid. The airplane in the top left corner that you see behind the BA is TUI Flight 397. That's a 7878 Dreamliner returning from Willemstad, Curaçao. The Chinese triple should be somewhere behind it. Not seeing it on my screen, but reflections and low brightness. Yeah, crawling behind the laptop does show me that you guys are seeing it. Does tell me. First up, BA Flight 430, arriving from London Heathrow, A320, 46 minutes of flight time, par for the course, 13-year-old airplane, first flight May 2011. Also a massive big thank you to Peter K, who just now gifted a membership. I see that Jeroen was the recipient. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, Jeroen. Don't forget to say thanks to Peter. Peter, thank you so much for the gifted membership. You really shouldn't have, but you did so anyway. Jake says, am I? A plane from Shanghai. Indeed. Pretty soon. TUI first. Evan says, peace out, y'all. Evan, thank you for joining, mate. Hope to see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your night. Still early. And another boy in the chat. Hey boy, nice name. TUI Flight 397 arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao. Meanwhile, the sun finally starting to shine over here a little bit again. Hey Sarah, good morning. Good to see you again. Hope it was well. Perfect timing. China Cargo Airlines is arriving next, arriving from Shanghai. Hopefully it is going to get loud. 11 hours underway already. 777 freighter, a year old. The first flight of this airplane was in March 2023. And for those of you joining us just now, welcome to the show. You're watching Amos Live. My name is Boy and we are standing along Polderbound runway 18 right. At the moment the only runway in use for arrivals, with wind blowing from the west-southwest, i.e. nearly perpendicularly to the runway heading, which is why the airplanes are crabbing. No go-arounds yet, although I did see a go-around from runway 27 when I was walking up here before setting up. Not sure why that was. I think it was a TUI Dreamliner that went around then. None so far over here at Polderbaan since we began streaming, but you never know. 16 knot wind. Okay. Not the loudest of landings, but definitely not the quietest either. Now for those of you curious about the A380, good news, the ETA is 1:45. It's early today, it also seems to be having headwind. Its ETA is getting sooner the later we check. That bodes well. Almost certainly going to land on Polderbaan then. Although it is Schiphol Airport, so nothing is ever 100% certain. Big picture overview. This is what the weather currently looks like over here. This is looking to the west, looking to the north, looking to the east. Prettiest sky looking to the southeast right now, with the lighting and all. And this is looking to the south. Right, we have another 2 airplane glide slope shot over here. First airplane being the Lufthansa, I was about to say DHL, but it's DLH Lufthansa flight 2302. That's an Embraer 190 arrival from Munich. It's Air Dolomiti flying on behalf of Lufthansa, in fact. The second airplane, also Lufthansa, but that is true Lufthansa, arriving from Frankfurt, flight 988 and A320. Also overhead traffic. Outbound, having taken off from runway 24. Air Dolomiti, flying on behalf of Lufthansa, arriving from Munich, Embraer 190. Yeah, there definitely is. Definitely is. A butt shot with a 777 freighter in the background. And a departure as well. Nice shot. Hey there Aviation Now. Hey there Ella. Hey there YouTube. Next to arrive, Lufthansa flight 988 A320. Frankfurt is where it is coming from. 15 minutes is the duration of the flight thus far. The airplane is 9 years old. It's the Daeon. And YouTube landed at Schiphol 2 hours ago. Welcome back in 7810 KLM 100 years livery. Nice, nice. 9-year-old airplane, this one. First flight somewhere in 2015, March I think it was. The next airplane is going to be Bellissimo and Azzurro. ITA Airways, Bombardier C Series 100. The A220 100, flight 120, arriving from Milan, with behind it a Transavia arriving from Girona. Italian inbounds. Bombardier C Series 100, 1 hour and 27 minutes on the way to get here. The A220, brand new airplane. First flight May 2024 for this one. And also a massive big thank you to Sarah for your continued support as a member. 9 months of membership already. Sarah writes, thanks boy and mods, it's been great to watch. Well, it's always a pleasure to have you in the streams, and I hope you will continue to stay a frequent visitor for many more months to come, Sarah. If not as a member, then at least as a regular visitor. Thank you so much for your continued support, Sarah. Look at me. I am watching you. Absolutely love these airplanes. Maedva. Not even Irish registered, but Italian, I think. Hey, I'm hearing goods. I'm seeing goods. Check it out. Three goods, no less. Over there. Kevo, also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. The next airplane already about to touch down. That is Transavia flight 5764, arrival from Girona. After that, it is an E2 Embraer 195 going to land. Something you don't hear every day from the likes of Transavia and KLM. Right, Lisa has to go. Drive safely. See you later. Mella asks, did I miss anything? Well, you did miss a 767-400. And the Orange Pride, but you're still in time for all the other treats. There are two 747s expected, and the Emirates A380 is expected 1:45. So that bodes well. If it stays, if the ETA doesn't change significantly, it means it's going to land on Polderbaan. Hearing something. Is that the truck? There was a truck driving there. Didn't sound like a truck I was hearing, but who knows, it might have been. The wind is blowing in this direction. Wasn't seeing any airplanes. E2 Embraer 195. Oh, probably was a motorbike. Oh yeah, Marissa. Indeed, I saw it too when checking the arrivals list. The 757 100 years independence special livery Iceland Air arriving. I think it was around the end of the morning. KLM flight 1002, arrival from London Heathrow, 737-800, the first airplane to arrive. The number 2 is Aegean, arrival from Athens, A320 Neo. There's a third airplane approaching from the right, and that is a KLM 737 arrival from Copenhagen. Harry asks about the international flights to Canada. When do they leave? That is usually between 10 and 12 in the morning local time. So right about now. Funk Soul brother. Yeah, no. The outbound peak to the United States and Canada is usually somewhere, roughly speaking, between 10 AM and 1 PM local time. So more or less as we speak. And Marissa says ETA 1237. That is, I'm assuming, the 757 special livery. Thanks for checking it out and posting it. The G soon to be in the house. Aegean Airlines arriving from Athens. A320 Neo flight 3624. 2 hours 56 minutes on the way. The SX. Nah. It sounds nah. What airplane are you? I'm the SX. Nah. The airplane is a year old. First flight February 2023. Hey there, Louis. Where's it, Louis? Welcome to the show, mate. Frank says Canadians leave when their maple syrup needs a refill. Absolutely. Although they're making it themselves, they're not getting it from us. They're only coming here for our money. In fact, we are sending airplanes to Canada to get some of their maple syrup over here for our pancakes. Yum, yum, yum. Idle reverser. The slot is open. We're not hearing any roar produced. Hey there, Rafael. Hey there, Steinfluencer, good morning. We do have crosswinds today, indeed. Alan also says good morning from northeast of England. I'm absolutely good, thank you for asking. Hope that also goes for you, my friend. Our next airplane to arrive, and I'm also seeing that the first, is that the first airplane to runway 27? KLM flight 1850. So it is a little bit early. Normally speaking, between 11 and 11:40 we have 2 runways open for arrivals, but that doesn't seem to be so. Do have a little bit of crosswinds over here. This is KLM flight 1268 arriving from Copenhagen, 737-800. Flight time 1 hour and 6 minutes. 24-year-old airplane, first flight August 2000. And a Canadian Dreamliner behind it, arriving from Montreal. Bombardier C-Series is passing overhead, going to Riga. Eight to 2300. Hey! Check it out, Russell is also back saying hi. Krah, krah. Or is he just sitting on the crapper taking a dump? I think might have been the latter. Oh, this is a Canadian bank robber. Hide your money. This one is coming for our money. Hey Koen, hey Rolf, hey Hank. All others who have joined in the meantime also, good morning, one and all. You're watching AMS Live, my name is Boy and we're standing along the Polderbaan, 18 right, with crosswind and crabbing. Air Canada flight 900 arriving from Montreal, now touching down. Hey there, Navy Jack, good morning. Servus Erik. Meow, good morning, the cat. Hope everybody is doing well. Happy Sunday to all. Now, there it is. Arriving from Boston, Massachusetts. JetBlue flight 31, A321neo. 6 hours and 9 minutes on the way. Brand new airplane, first flight April 2024. Hadi Geert, goedemorgen. also going to go for some vodka. Yeah. Ripened, earthy ground vodka. Hey Ben, goedemorgen. QJ asks about Chucky. I haven't seen him. Chucky has not featured in the stream just yet. Clouds have. The sun also, every now and then. Not as frequent as I would have liked. Wind on the scale of chimney smoke looks like this. We have Iberia Express coming in next. I think we also have another METAR available, so let's have a quick look, see what the wind has been doing. The last METAR was from an hour ago and it had 16 knots of wind. That hasn't changed. 16 knots and few clouds at 3,400 feet. Air temperature is 18 degrees C, so a stable crosswind blowing. Let's also quickly paste the new METAR in the ticker for you guys. Then turn back to watch the arrival of the next airplane. Iberia Express arriving from Madrid, and after that a 777-300 arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao. That airplane is still a bit further out than I thought it was based on what I saw on flight radar. Indeed, Hans, noisy narrow body. The Americans use their reversers a bit more frequently than the Dutch do, on average. Hey Drew, good morning, goedemorgen. So there's 2 queens still expected, plus the A380, it's ETA 1:45, last time we checked, so likely candidate to land on Polderbaan, since it will be the only runway open by then. Third airplane approaching the glide slope is the first Delta A330 of the day. Delta Airlines Flight 162 arrived from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Play is also coming. We also have Royal Air Maroc, but that is flown by Electra. As has been the case so often the last couple of weeks. Scott mentions a third 747. Which one is that then? Is one coming from Paris? Pretty sure that there are 2 747s inbound, Scott, both arriving from Miami. The other ones are landing on runway 27 or are arriving after the A380 has landed. And Gulfstream also crossing arriving from Farnborough. What altitude is it flying on? That is a nice looker. 6,000 feet. That's above the clouds. I'm looking up. That Gulfstream, which will undoubtedly land on runway 22, has a nice livery. Damn it, cannot see it. Anyway, this is KLM flight 736 arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao, a 777-300ER. Oh? You guys heard that too, right? That was a little bit of reverser action there. What the fudge? And QJ says that our favorite calorie bomb will arrive from Glasgow around 11:30. Nice. Nice little something to look forward to. Annoying. I'm looking up, I'm hearing overhead traffic, I'm not seeing any contrails. I think there should be something passing overhead. Zero contrail production whatsoever. I haven't seen a single contrail in the sky. Come to think of it, looking around me, don't see any. No active contrails, no remnants, no nothing. What we are, however, seeing is the first Delta of the show. First Delta A380-300, Delta Airlines Flight 162 arriving from Minneapolis, Minnesota. 737 hours underway, that is 7 hours and 37 minutes. 17-year-old airplane, first flight July 2007. Let's look and listen. Not the loudest, but it's always nice to have deltas in your stream. Billy Slater says hi from Fiji. Hey there, Billy. Good afternoon, early evening. And you might have been right, Hans, that the 777 needed to expedite. Whatever the reason, it was nice to hear the reverser spool up. It's not very often that we hear that. This is Electra Airways flying for Royal Air Maroc, I think, or Air Arabia Maroc. I'm always confused between the two. It says RAM 1680 on flight radar. I'm assuming it is Royal Air Maroc. Could also be Air Arabia Maroc. Arriving from Nador in, you guessed it, Morocco. It's an A320. And the flight has been lasting 2 hours and 39 minutes thus far. 21-year-old airplane. Again, flying in September 2002. Sudden gusts of wind that make it a bit difficult to do really close-up spottings, keep the footage stable. No, I accidentally pressed something while I was getting an alert for possibility of rain. So now my weather radar, one of my weather radar apps got activated. Now I think I am back in chat. Yes, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, members, get out your emojis. It is that time again. You've guessed it. Playtime is upon us. Play flight 460 arriving from Reykjavik, Iceland. It's an A320neo. The flight duration 2 hours and 40 minutes. The airplane has been flying since March 2023. 1.5 years old almost. Hey, Art! Art was in that 747 arriving from Newark. Awesome! Oh, well, in that case we have to watch and see if we could see somebody shining the light. I did get your email yesterday evening late. I forgot to respond, Art. You said you were going to shine the light regardless, and you had a right-hand seat, right? Man, lucky you being able to fly on that 767. Hope you've had a good stay and vacation in the United States. Oh, well, in that case, we might have had an accidental shine the light on board the 767-400 earlier in the stream. Didn't realize you were going to be on board this airplane, Art. We'll have to look that back. Hey Mike, goedemorgen. Tuning in from Enschede. Groetjes terug from Schiphol. KLM flight 1042. This is 737-800 arriving from Birmingham. Transavia up next, Trash, arriving from Barcelona. Flight 5132, 737-700. Now, one of my weather apps was warning me for chance of precipitation in my hometown, which is more or less over there, in the upcoming hours. These do look like towering cumulus clouds. Huh. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Marissa did a quick check on the 767 and did not see a light. Okay, well, you were sitting on the right-hand window, right? On one of the right-hand side. You did have a window seat on the right-hand side, didn't you, Art? English is failing. I need more vodka. I'm sobering up. That's not good. Trash flight arriving from Barcelona. Transavia flight 5132. Behind it, EasyJet arriving from Gatwick. Hey there, Dutch flight simmer. Goedemorgen, good morning. Transavia flight 5132. 737-700 arriving from Barcelona. Flight time 1 hour 41 minutes. 21-year-old airplane. First flight March 2023. Such a tiny little airplane and such a huge tall tail. Dave says coffee might fix the sobering up issue. I don't see how. I don't see how. That will only worsen it. Shorter the plane, the bigger the tail. Exactly right, Hans. One size fits all. Now that rule doesn't seem to apply to the A380. That also has a huge tail. If you compare that with the 777-300ER, the length of the fuselage and the height of its tail, all dimensions of the tail are actually on the 777 really tiny in comparison. EasyJet A320neo arriving from Gatwick, 36 minutes on the way. 1-year-old airplane, first flight December 2022. Hey there, Carbide Paradise. Morning. Bookie Meow back again after a good workout. Nice. Good on you. Hey Peter, goedemorgen. More 737-700s. This one from KLM, arriving from Paris Charles de Gaulle, flight 1406. This is KLM North, arriving from the hub of KLM South. 42 minutes on the way. 14-year-old airplane, PHBGI. First flight January 2010. Another rare Embraer will follow the 737 that we're now looking at. KLM flight 1710 arriving from Luxembourg will be that airplane. And another 777-300ER arrived from Vancouver. Is now looking to become number 3. Or is it continuing to runway 27? It has to turn in at some point. I'm assuming it still will. Let's not look on flight radar too much. Otherwise I'll lose track of the airplane. No Wi-Fi on board this airplane. Sir Taxi asks, where can I listen to ATC for EHM with good quality? Last thing I knew, liveatc.net was a good source. Although I thought I heard that some people reported that the streams were down. But that would be the first website I would have a look at. I think you need the feed for Tower West if you want to listen to the airplanes getting clearance to land. And the 777 has turned and is now on the glide slope. You can see it in the top left quadrant of your screen. Hey Shamara, good morning. And Ari says it's up, so liveatc.net, that is your source for ATC feeds of Schiphol Airport. The airplane On the right is KLM flight 1710 arriving from Luxembourg. It's an Embraer 175, 44 minutes on the way, par for the course. Luxembourg, London, Paris are all 40 to 45 minute destinations from Amsterdam. Berlin, what else? Dublin, those are 1 hour destinations. Frankfurt also approximately. No, Munich. Frankfurt a bit less. Hey there Vivienne. Sunday greetings back to Cape Town. Ongebard. Komen er nog grote vliegtuigen binnen? Are big airplanes coming in on this runway? No, it's just Embraers, just Embraers. No big airplanes ever land on Polderbaan, it is too short. Hide the stash, I think that's the police coming. Hard to see through all the bushiness. KLM flight 682 up next, arriving from Vancouver. 777-300 8 hours and 9 minutes on the way. The PHBVC, 15 years old, first flight made 2009. Ooh, Luxembourg. Almost missed that one. Nice one, bear with me. Luxembourg. More wheelies. It is the wide bodies of KLM that are setting and raising the bar here. Makes you wonder if Captain Wheelie has gone into retirement or if he's gotten a promotion and is flying wide bodies now. Now another itty bitty Embraer 175 coming in from Bristol. Right there. KLM Embraer 190 arriving from Dublin, following it. Alright, let's see. Yeah, locking everything reduces it just a little bit. Bristol. Indeed. If you want to make good coffee, go to Bristol, where the baristas are being taught. KLM flight 1070 on the right hand side is the Embraer 175 arriving from Bristol. 49 minutes on the way thus far. 7-year-old airplane, first flight January 2017. It is 11:20 or so, which means another 10 to 20 minutes of arrivals on both runway 27 and Polderbaan. After that, back to just the Polderbaan for arrivals and some beautiful airplanes coming in. So if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around. Iceland Air 757, 100 years independence, special livery is expected. The A380 is expected before 1 o'clock, so more than likely landing on the Polderbaan. And we also have 2 Queens inbound still landing on Polderbaan, or at least on paper. Again, Schiphol Airport, you never know anything 100% certain, but higher than average likelihood. Hey Jos, goedemorgen. Hele goede morgen to you too. Dave asks if Timmy Mallet was a thing in the Netherlands. At least for me it doesn't ring a bell, but maybe other people do know. Andre asks, is there a chance to see an Embraer? Well, we already saw two, so I think we might have spent our budget for today. I'm not sure yet. K2 once again passing by, giving a little wave, keeping the runway area safe, or at least trying to. Hey, what's this? Andre, it's your lucky day. It is an Embraer. It is a KLM Embraer no less. Those are the rarest of them all. This is an Embraer 190 and it is arriving from Dublin, Ireland. Hour and a minute on the way. There you go. Berlin, Dublin, Copenhagen as well. All destinations an hour's flight away. Which is odd if you think about it, because if you go from Amsterdam to the north of the country by train, you'll be on the way for for longer. 12-year-old airplane, first flight somewhere in 2012. Well, congratulations, Andre. The first Embraer on the channel since you started watching. Yeah, these are rare. These are rare. Embraers. Hey Frits, goedemorgen. Well, others who've joined in the meantime, good morning to you too. Welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live and my name is Boy. We have a bit of crosswind today. Wind is blowing almost directly from the west and the airplanes are landing to the south, so the crosswind is almost completely perpendicular to the runway heading. This is KLM flight 954 arriving from Newcastle, Embraer 190. We haven't had any go-arounds for those of you wondering. There was one taking place as I was walking up here, but it was from runway 27, TUI Dreamliner I think it was. Since we have started the show, we haven't seen any over here yet, but we do see lovely crabbing airplanes. And our favorite high carb calorie bomb is also coming in pretty soon. Chucky, the DAPRI. Now, I thought Herpes was also coming to town again. Thought I saw that on the arrivals list, but not sure if it landed already and where it was coming from. Who knows, it might have landed on runway 27 in the meantime. We are in for another bot shot over here. Toes over says aloha from Kilauea, the Hawaiian Islands. Nice. Aloha. Let's quickly turn back. Chucky is next. Our favorite high carb Embraer 190, German Airways, the Lycifil Chocolaterie special livery arrival from Glasgow. An hour and a minute on the way. The DAPRI, 16 years old, first flight in January 2008, making it just as old as the KLM Orange Pride, which we happened to witness land over here earlier in the stream this morning. 787-10 Dreamliner from KLM, arriving from Toronto, next after this one. Hey there DJ Danny, good morning, good to see you again mate. Mart asks, do you know which engines that are under the wings of the Embraer? Actually I don't. Maybe there is somebody who does. What type of engines are these? All I know is I see chocolate. Oh, pieces of chocolate tablets. Oh, bonbons. Oh, nutty bonbons. And chocolate cake is the icing on the cake. Well, no, the icing on the cake would be this butt shot. Emoji combo. Nobody doing the emoji combo. Okay, no emoji combo. Screw it. On to the next it is then. And the next is a flying AMS Live logo. Although, let me have a look. Is it really? Nah, the wing flex isn't really appropriate. It's an approximation of the AMS Live logo. KLM flight 696, 787-10 Dreamliner arrived from Toronto, Canada. Airplane 4 years old. The first flight was in December 2019. Still no action at the fire station. This does not look that great. This is the direction wind is blowing from, and it does look like a little bit of rain might be coming this way. Let me have a quick look on the weather radar, see what is coming. Most of it seems to be passing south of me, but there might be a few droplets coming in later. Now, luckily I came prepared with my umbrella. KLM flight 1070, the next airplane to arrive from Southampton. Embraer 175, 45 minutes on the way, 8-year-old airplane, first flight March 2016. Wobbly wobbly. I do reverse landing. Storm umbrella, bear with me. Storm umbrella should be doing perfectly fine. Right, it is another Embraer. It is the Adler. The Adler is coming. German Airways, special livery, flying for KLM. Flight 912, Embraer 190, 1 hour and 4 minutes on the way, 18-year-old airplane, first flight somewhere in 2006. Wolfgang says I need a storm chaser car. Well, I wouldn't be allowed to park over here. Only the police and the military police are allowed to drive their vehicles over the cycling path. Ah, are there two Adler airplanes? I didn't know. KLM flight 912 arriving from Aberdeen. The Eagle has landed almost. The Eagle has landed now. Also something you don't hear every day, squeaky brakes on an Embraer. Braking hard so that it can vacate via Buckshot Alley. Buckshot Avenue. Up. Curious to see if we are going to get any precipitation over here. May also just pass south of me. I'm not too sure. We are going to find out soon enough though. Next up is an EasyJet A380 Neo arriving from Nice, which is Nice. Flight time 1 hour 29 minutes. The airplane a year old, first flight December 2022. Top left, you can see the next airplane behind it. E2 Embraer 195 arrived from Manchester. KLM flight 1030. KLM flight 604 arriving from LAX is also approaching. TUI 737 arriving from Ibiza will arrive first still. So I think that the 777 is going to become number 4. Okay. Well, the Damwall we have seen quite regularly, and that other registration I don't think we've seen before. Picture wise, this is what I'm now looking at. It is getting close by. I'm not exactly sure if it is going to pass towards me or maybe just south of me. It's looking a little bit like the latter, but only one way to find out. Indeed, a storm chaser bike, if there ever was such a thing. Bear with me, has to go due to chores. Well, cannot procrastinate indefinitely. E2 Embraer arriving from Manchester, KLM flight 1030 is what we are looking at. 46 minutes of flight time. 2-year-old airplane, first flight November 2021. And Georgios also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. Right, next up is the TUI 737 arriving from Ibiza. On the far left, top third, you can see the 777-200 KLM flight 604 arriving from LAX. Ooh, nice. Mother Ducker spotted. Gary Grebe. Gary Grebe, you mother ducker. Meanwhile, this is Sunwing Airlines flying on behalf of TUI, returning from Ibiza. Party people in the house. 8-year-old airplane, first flight February 2016. Hey, Bob is also back. Heading to Lurker's Corner. Well, that's okay. Heard by right behind the Cargolux 747, Wolfgang says. And where is the Cargolux 747? Not yet seeing the 747s. This is KLM flight 604, 777-200 arriving from LAX. 9 hours and 22 minutes on the way. The PHBQM, 18 years old, first flight March 2006. Little sip of vodka. Okay, 28 minutes out. So Herpes is coming. Cargolux is coming. Emirates is coming. A380. And the 757, 100 years independence. Iceland Air is also coming. Quite a few nice looking airplanes still ahead of us. All before a quarter past 1 p.m. Hey there, Aaron. Goedemorgen. Good morning. And Infinity Planes has finally bought Microsoft Flight Simulator. Nice. Right, Embraer 190. There it is. Next to come this way. KLM Flight 1088 arriving from Cardiff. Jackie has to go. See you later, Jackie. Enjoy the rest of your day. Now, looking behind me, it is a bit cloudy, but it doesn't seem that bad. Hopefully, I did not misjudge that. Mark says, the vodka is running low in the lounge, boy. I think you know more about that. Oops. Gotta prioritize, mate. If there's only a limited supply, then what is more important, the continuity of the streams or the comfort in the lounge? Yeah, I know I need to resupply. Mustn't forget to put that on the groceries list. After this Embraer 190 will be an A350-900. Corendon flight 598 arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao is approaching the glide slope from the left. I'm not sure if we can see it. Just a quick look. I think the clouds might be in the way. That's okay, we'll see it soon enough. Things are getting a little bit more dark over here due to the dark clouds behind me. Let's see if I can up the exposure compensation, a quarter stop, just a tad lighter. There it is, the A350, A350-900, Corendon, World to Fly, arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao, coming this way, the next airplane to land. Gives me a brief moment to crouch behind the laptop and say big thank you, dankjewel, to Marco, who is celebrating 8 months of membership. He says in Dutch, good morning all, another month gone by. Marco, thank you so much for your continued support. I hope all is still good in the lounge with the exception of the shortage of vodka, as Mark was already mentioning just now. Thank you so much for your continued support, mate. Here's to many more months to come. If not as a member, then hopefully at least as a regular frequent visitor. Marissa says, who put out the light? Yeah, that's the dark clouds behind me. I do see some small droplets on my camera appearing. Keep the lens in this direction. Keep it as dry as possible. Did switch up the exposure compensation a quarter stop, so that at least it is a bit brighter. Hope that works for you guys. Alan is signing off, has to go. Bloody fabulous again. Well, it's bloody fabulous to have you in the chat always. Enjoy the rest of your day, mate, and hope to see you again soon. Flight time for the A350 that we're now looking at is 8 hours and 34 minutes. Curaçao, for those of you who don't know, is part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, part of the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, Curaçao. They're islands off the coast of Venezuela in the Caribbean Sea. So they have to, the airplanes flying to and from there have to cross the Atlantic Ocean. Hence the 8 hour and 34 minute flight duration. The airplane itself, 2 years old. First flight took place, I should say, in April 2022. Maybe after this landing we can also have another look at the METAR, see what the wind and other things have been doing. Hey there, Dennis, tuning in from windy Tipperary, Ireland. Also windy over here. A few droplets now beginning to fall. A shower passing just south of me. We have wind almost perpendicular to the runway heading. Double-digit wind speed and straddling. Shielding the lens from the droplets by pointing it away from the rain, let's have a quick look at the weather. Last METAR indicated a 16 knot wind blowing almost perpendicularly to the runway heading, and a refresh is telling us nothing has changed in the wind speed and direction. The only thing that has been added is temporary periods of light showers and rain and towering cumulus clouds, as I already thought I saw in the distance. Those temporary periods, those tempo periods, are lasting less than 30 minutes. That's also something you need to know about METAR speak. I'm pasting it in the ticker as we speak. Then it is back to the camera controls. Hey there, Lionel. Nice weather for Formula 1, indeed, indeed. Nico, goedemorgen. And all others who have joined in the meantime, good morning. Back to the camera controls, 2 airplanes visible. The first one is an Embraer 190 arriving from Humberside. Quick look at its landing, and after that it is time for the 777-300 arriving from Panama City. This is a Britty Hopper arriving from Humberside, Eastern Airways. Now nicknamed Britty Hoppers, courtesy of Frank, who came up with the name. Embraer 190 long range, 15 years old. Picture still looks a bit dark. Maybe half a stop. This is half a stop additional exposure. Hey Mario, morgen. Good to see you again. Herzlich willkommen. This may be a bit bright. Let's go back to a quarter stop. KLM flight 758 arriving from Panama City. 9 hours and 33 minutes on the way. It is a 777-300 The PHBVN, 9 years old. First flight February 2015. And folks, we still have 2 747s. The A380, the Iceland Air 757 100 years independence livery, all before a quarter past 1. So in the next 1.5 hours, still quite a few headliners. A nice grand finale. QJ asks, what is the best spot if I want to go Tuesday between 2 and 4 to AMS? Well, do you want to see arrivals or departures? That's what will determine what is the best spot. Let's have a quick look. I always check wind finder, and for Tuesday it is wind blowing from the south, so that means same runway configuration as today. So if you want to see arrivals, Polderbaan. If you want to see departures, Kaagbaan. I think that the lighting also is a bit bluish. Crank up temperature a little bit. We have Transavia flight 5810 up next, arriving from Thessaloniki in Greece. It's a 737-800, the PHHXE, 8-year-old airplane. First flight June 2016. Hey there Infinity, hey there Armin. Good morning one and all. Just cranked up the white balance a little bit because it was getting a little cloudy. I hope it is a bit balanced for you. If it is too warm, let me know. Could also turn it back a little. It is looking better directly west of me, and most of the cloudiness southwest seems to be passing south of me. Wouldn't be surprised if the sun were to shine again pretty soon. Cargo locks expected in 10 minutes. Nice. Thanks for the update there, Ari. Things are brightening up again. Let's go back to the settings we were at before then. Next up is a KLM Embraer 175, arriving from Dublin, Ireland. 6-year-old airplane, first flight November 2017. And the sun has started to shine again over here. And rightly so, since it is Sunday. What good would be a Sunday without any sunshine? Big picture wise, east, southeast, south, southwest, and west, northwest. Let's quickly turn back the camera to the north then, where things are looking brighter. Transavia flight 6914 arriving from Olbia, the next airplane to arrive 737-800, flight time 1 hour 54 minutes. The airplane 14 years old and first flight was in June 2010. Cargolux Queen is expected, the first of two. Atlas Air also still expected around 1:15. A380 was expected 1:45, if I recall correctly. You can have a quick look, see where all the airplanes of interest are. Next airplane to arrive is an Embraer 175 KLM arriving from Hanover. Gives us a quick moment to have a look on flight radar and see. There you go, Cargolux is already approaching SLM, but that's a boring plain Jane plane. Last airplane of the day, now expected 1:18, Atlas Air 7478 arriving from Miami. And still 1:45, the ETA of the Emirates A380, which means Polderbaan. More than likely. More than likely. Next airplane to arrive is an Embraer 175 from KLM, and after that it is an A321neo from Transavia, one of the new ones. Nice. Indeed, Ari from Hangover. Which is what you get when you stop drinking vodka, so that's why you never should stop drinking vodka. Prevents the hangover. KLM flight 1788, the next airplane to land. 42 minutes of flight time. 8-year-old airplane, first flight May 2016. Little butt shot. Yep. Butt shot Avenue. Hey Mats, morning. Good to see you again, mate. Just in time for the first queen. And Marissa says ETA A320 coming in soon as well. How nice is that? Now, little shower. Indeed, as I hoped and thought could see passing south of me, mostly in the direction the wind is blowing from. Things are opening up. Hopefully it's going to stay that way Only one way to find out. Transavia A321neo next to arrive from Porto in Portugal. Flight 6008, 2 hours and 10 minutes underway. It's the PHYHW. So it's one of their leased airplanes, whose last letter of the registration starts at the end of the alphabet. Brand new airplane still. First flight was in April this year. Hey, Michael also in the chat. Perfect timing, mate. Oppo as well. Got some nice airplanes, and more importantly, you haven't missed out on any CRJs. We haven't seen any just yet. Orange Pride you did miss. But the Queens are still coming. The King is expected to land on Polderbaan ETA 1246. It's early today. Last airplane will be Atlas Air 7478 arriving from Miami, expected 1:15. We're looking at another A321neo, this one from Air Transat arriving from Montreal. 6 hours and 51 minutes underway. 5-year-old airplane. First flight April 2019. Also the 757 100 years independence livery from Iceland Air is expected. Which, if I recall correctly, is expected in half an hour or so. Ton also back in the chat, Douwe also in the chat, Ole in the chat, Alvin also back from having dinner. Hope you've had a good one. Now what is this? It is ITA. It is ITA Airways Flight 108 A320neo arriving from Rome, 1 hour 55 minutes underway. Brand new airplane, first flight September 2023, and it is the IHO. Registration of this airplane EIHOA, IHO. The EIHO. So we've got a HO coming in. And Ton says, yesterday the Orange Pride was coming in really low over Viana, could make a nice pick of it. Nice. We saw it land over here earlier in the stream. Man, that's a good looking hoe. An Italian hoe with Irish roots. I-ho, I-ho. Right, let's turn around and film the number 7 on flight radar. 464 people are following it. Rookie numbers. We have more watchers, more viewers. Surely we can get it higher up in the top 10. Now number 7, Cargolux, arriving from Miami, Florida. 7 hours 41 minutes on the way. It's the LXKCL, 16-year-old airplane. First flight February 2008. And there's a crowd that happened to run into each other and are now chatting immediately left of me. So you might pick that up on the mic. It's just people who know each other, who seem to meet each other right here, coincidentally. Alright. Almost about to land. Now number 5 on flight radar. 584 people are watching this airplane. Let's look and listen. Disappointing in the audio department. We did get it to number 4. 688 people tracking it. They can be heard in Australia, Bob says. Yeah, people underestimate the sensitivity of the Sennheiser mic. Well, or don't know about it. First queen down, 1 more to go, and the second one is expected 1:15. Herpes is up next. Herpes will be arriving next. German Airways, Embraer 190. There it is. Still far out. Gives us some time to film the taxi back, or at least the beginning. At least until the spoilers have lowered and the flaps have retracted, hopefully. Upshot of the weather today, even with digital zoom. Not a lot of heat distortion. So the Emirates A380 is expected 1:15. Atlas Air expected 1:15. Also arriving from Miami. Iceland Air 757, 100 years special livery, independent special livery I should say. Expected around 12:30 if I recall correctly. So yeah, Keith, indeed. A380, the daily flight, there's only one coming to Amsterdam on a daily basis, that is Emirates. At least until October, I think one of the 777 flights will be replaced by a second A380 flight then, which is, I think, one of their evening flights, local time. The Emirates A380 expected 12:45 local time, PM. Chinese triple. Now, that is probably going to come this way. If it will, we can follow its entire departure and pass by overhead, which might be a bit more interesting than just watching Herpes. Let's see. Could also be that it is initiating a left-hand turn any moment now, which means it will steer away from us, and it's not coming this way. No, it's turning in. It's turning in this way. Means we can follow the entire circuit it is doing, provided it will not fly through the clouds, and I think maybe only temporarily, but we should be good to see most of it. Also hearing a siren, emergency. Yeah, there's an ambulance. Meanwhile, narrow bodies are coming to the Polderbaan. So I think it is more interesting to watch the 777-300, the 777 freighter. So, scrolling on flight radar, apologies for the poor following. Now it's in the cloud. It's going to emerge out of it again. China Southern Cargo, 777 freighter. Going to Shanghai. Which will reappear cameras. Right, let's turn around so that the camera wires don't get too tangled. Well, Han is probably watching Formula 1, so he's not missing this. Dot is still there. Dot is still there. Right, Karsten has to go. If you're still around, thank you for joining, Karsten. Enjoy the rest of your day, mate. Hope to see you again in the next one. Oh, another ambulance. Ready. Next up, KLM flight 1644, Embraer 190 arriving from Genoa. Hadi Marcel, goedemorgen. Now arriving from Genoa in Italy, flight time 1 hour 24 minutes. This Embraer 190 is the Phexy, Phexy. The Phexy is 6 years. First flight was in February 2018. Indeed, get your cameras ready for the Embraer. Rare Embraer over here at AMS Live. Adrian also back in the chat. Morgen. Well, no, afternoon. Let's see. Interesting. We have to wait a bit before the next traffic is coming in. We have KLM flight 744 arriving from Lima in Peru. That is flying off the coast. In the meantime, now looking to the east, this is what it looks like. The shower has passed. Looking again in the direction the wind is blowing from, this is what it currently looks like. More open, more friendly. Now arriving from the other side, from the east, we have El Al flight 237 arriving from Tel Aviv. Still flying over Markermeer. Means we have a rare occasion where there's a couple of minutes where there's no traffic coming in. Bob says back soon, housework calls. See you later, Bob. Thanks for joining so far. Carbike Paradise asks if I've ever flown in the A380, and the answer is no, not yet. Hey Nicholas. Nice. Pizza for lunch. What is your favorite pizza? Well, it's hard to answer because there's almost no pizza that I don't like. I'm a vegetarian, so it's always restricted with the toppings. Pizza funghi or quattro formaggi, 4 cheeses. And a little airplane passing by overhead. Outbound. Let's see, the KLM 777-300 arrival from Lima is approaching. Wondering if I can see it already. I don't think I can. Don't think I can. It feels as if the wind is calming down a little bit. Let's have a quick look. Towering cumulus clouds probably passed. Still the same. Towering cumulus clouds, light showers and rain, scattered clouds 3,400 feet, 17 degrees. The air temperature 15 knots wind, so the wind is slowing down a little bit. It is turning a bit more to the west. Earlier it was a bit more to the south. Now let's have a look. Is that 777 visible already somewhere? The cloudy backdrop makes it a bit harder to see. It is turning in. Absolutely not seeing it yet. I think I see something. Question now is, can I also bring it in view? Remarkably, the answer is yes. Hey Paul, also back in the chat. What up, mate? Happy Sunday, good to have you back. And another Paul, Paul Bucker, also tuning in from Barn. More Pauls. So now it's the Pauls that we need to number. KLM flight 744 is what we are looking at in the distance. Vague contours of a 777-300 that is arriving from Lima in Peru. 11 hours and 36 minutes on the way. PH BVR, 8 years old, first flight May 2016. Not the crispest of days where visibility and contrast is really excellent. A bit hazy everything. Hey Piotrke, Gerardus. Welcome one and all. Meanwhile, the 737 arriving from Tel Aviv has also found the glide slope. We have a KLM 737 that is number 3 turning in. So a rare moment with light traffic, but it is picking up again. Everything going to this runway, everything inbound, at least until 1 o'clock. Half an hour from now the A380 is expected, and then an hour from now the last airplane of the day, the 747-8 Atlas Air arriving from Miami, will arrive. And I believe in 15 or so minutes from now the 757 100 Years Independence special livery from Iceland Air is also expected. The Finnair A330 to bloody Helsinki that we saw land earlier is now also passing overhead. You might pick it up on the mic. Meanwhile, more folk over here, and also further down towards the parking garage, parking lot I should say. It is another typical Sunday with decent weather. In other words, lots of families that are also out and about. Out and about. Out and about. I'm sobering up here. Not good. El Al arriving from Tel Aviv. Flight 237 arriving 4 hours and 9 minutes on the way. 8-year-old airplane, first flight March 2016. Time for two 737-800s back to back. KLM arriving from Bergen and another Electra, or is this a proper Royal Air Maroc? It is a proper Royal Air Maroc number 2, arriving from Casablanca. White House, Casablanca. First up, KLM flight 1164 arriving from Bergen, 1 hour 21 minutes on the way, 24 years old the airplane. First flight May 2000. Embraer 190 will be passing overhead to Bergen, and the 737 arriving from Bergen is now touching down on Polderbaan. Royal Air Maroc, the real Royal Air Maroc is coming in next. 737-800 arriving from Casablanca. Just 2 hours and 47 minutes of flying to get here. The CNROJ, Moroccan registered 18-year-old airplane, had its first flight in May 2006. Transavia arriving from Preveza behind it. Transavia, no, KLM 737 arriving from Milan behind it. So that makes for 4 consecutive 737-800s. Oh, tippy-toey. Still grim looking skies if you look a bit south. This is where the wind is coming from, should be good. The sky has a weird vibe. Now later in the week we are expecting to see temperatures upwards of 30 degrees Celsius, perhaps even locally. Tropical temperatures returning. Not sure if it was on Wednesday or on Thursday, but back and forth. Yesterday, particularly in the evening, some violent rain showers and thunderstorms, mostly land inward. This is Transavia flight 5792, arriving from Preveza, which is in Greece. The PHHXM, 6-year-old airplane, first flight April 2018. Airplane next, another 737 arriving from Milan. That would be KLM. Meanwhile, over here in the water, not much to see. Although I do believe that Harry is over there doing some fishing. And the Coots, meanwhile, there they are, on land. Steven Seagal also passing by. Haven't seen Fidel Castro yet, but that might still change. Quite interesting clouds and lighting over here. Looking south, it definitely looks a bit more grim, like more showers. And an open patch of blue sky looking directly to the east. Next airplane to arrive, EasyJet arriving from Milan. Yeah, of course KLM landed just now, but 737, 737, 737. The lighting is interesting though. Although it looks more ominous, ominous than heavenly. Anyway, it's south of us, not coming this way. Maria confirming what we already thought was going to happen. Given the ETA of the A380, it has been assigned to Polderbaan, so it is going to land over here. Good news. EasyJet A319 arriving from Milan. This is the next airplane to land over here. 1 hour and 21 minutes on the way. 14-year-old airplane. First flight December 2009. Slowly but surely drifting in. Clouds over here and the sky look a bit more friendly than south of me. Let's keep the camera focused more to the north then. Now this is Schiphol Airport, where there is a lot to see. This is an Embraer 175 arriving from Warsaw. 1 hour 41 minutes on the way. It's the SPLIQ. South Park Low IQ? I don't know. Geo Edits also back in the chat. W, good morning and good afternoon to you. Whatever time of day it may be, good evening perhaps even. This lot is 12 years old, had its first flight in February 2012. Transavia 737 next after that, arrival from Faro. And yes, finally another Delta A330 also coming in, a Delta A330 Neo no less, arrival from Seattle, flight 144, the number 3 to land on Polderbaan. And I think only just the second Delta A330, Delta A350, one A330-300, and then the next airplane will be the Delta A330 Neo. We've seen more on other occasions, but at least it's something. Not the polished landings there. Are we going to see a butt shot? That is the question. I think we will. I think we are. Another glide slope shot with a lovely Delta A330 in the background. Transavia in the foreground, flight 5354 arriving from Faro in Portugal. 2 hours and 36 minutes on the way, 737-800, the PHHSC, 14 years old, first flight April 2010. Reversers up the fudge. And that is exactly why the 737 is not a boring airplane in my opinion. The pilots only need to apply the reversers for it to get loud and noisy. Something that you normally only hear, well, almost always hear from other airplane carriers than Transavia and KLM. Maybe it had to vacate in time for Delta Airlines Flight 144, which is this airplane, arriving from Seattle, Washington. 8 hours 42 minutes on the way. It's an A330 Neo. Still crabbing, even though the wind is one knot less than it was in the beginning. Brand new airplane, October 23, first flight. Nice. Next up, KLM flight 1502, arriving from Madrid, 737-800. I'm thinking the sun is going to shine again pretty soon. Wouldn't that be something? In August. Meanwhile, looking to the east, the southeast, looks like showers over there. Probably not entirely dry where those clouds are. This is KLM flight 1502 arriving from Madrid, 737-800, 1 hour and 53 minutes underway. Yes, the sun is out again. Lovely. What up, folks? Wolfgang asks, no snow today, what the fudge, what the heck? Yeah, not even. Can you imagine me having gone out this morning without the heated gloves? In August, in bloody August. I'm telling ya, it's global warming. Also back in the chat. Goedemiddag. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the 757 special livery should be coming in pretty soon as well. In fact, it is turning in and is now number 3 for arrival. Iceland Air 757-300, the Pencil, flight 500 from Reykjavik, special livery. Hey, World Aviation 4K also in the chat. Good afternoon, evening. Don't know where you are right now in the world and what time of day it is. Welcome back. Maria says summer arrives next month. Yeah, I hope for you, for your sake it will. The fish plane from Iceland, Hans says. I think I'm missing a reference to a fish. Anyway, Shamrock, flight 604. That's this airplane. Pencil in the top left third of your screen visible already. The airplane in the foreground is KLM flight 1354 arrival from Prague, which is one of the E2 Embraers. Flight duration 1 hour and 6 minutes. The PH NXR is its registration. The airplane is a year old, first flight somewhere in 2023. Pencil number 2. I need some vodka. Hey Lance, also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Happy Sunday. One queen already landed. The second one is expected a 1:15. A 1:45. The king is expected. The Emirates A380, and the next airplane after this one is a KLM. No, Iceland Air 757. It's all blue, with a different shade of blue. 757-300. 100 years independence livery. I think that is also why I was saying KLM, because KLM also has 100 years. Well, toothpaste swoosh. Let's quickly turn back, have a look at the 757 Iceland Air. The pencil 757-300 looking pixelated AF. This is digital zoom, so that at least we can see it already. 100 years independence. Arriving from Reykjavik, 2 hours and 35 minutes on the way. The airplane is 24. First flight was in February of the year 2000. Nice lighting. Looks a bit ominous, but it's all south and is not going to pass directly over me here. Alrighty, time for double triples. Starting with a 777-200 arrival from Guayaquil, which is in KLM flight 751, 10 hours and 50 minutes on the way. The PHBQD, 20 years old, first flight December 2003. The airplane behind it is a 777-300 Hadi Adri, goedemiddag. 777-300 number 2, arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. First, the 777-200 Harry also says hi. Or is this Harry? Looking intently at me. This is a KLM 777-300 arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. KLM flight 622. 7 hours and 42 minutes of flight. The airplane is 16 years old, had its first flight in March 2008. Right, we have two airplanes on the glide slope. The number one is Welling. I think we can skip that and just stick around for the number two, which is the Emirates A380. Flight 147, arriving from Dubai. Number 5 on flight radar, 440 people tracking it. Rookie numbers, we have almost double the number of viewers. Let's see if we can get it a bit higher. Now number 4, 536, that's more like it. Flight time, 6 hours and 15 minutes. Just like with the 777-300ER, it was having tailwind today. Flight duration a bit shorter than normally would be the case. The airplane is 8 years old. The first flight was in January 2016. Gears already out. There it is coming. Perfect timing, Lisa. Emirates flight 145, still number 4. Can we get it in the top 3? 636 people are tracking it. I don't know how many are needed to get it in the top 3, but it would be nice if we could. The beast from the east, drifting in. Still 50 knots of crosswind. Is managing top 3 now. Yes, we made it in the top 3. 684 people tracking this airplane right now, and if you watch Amos live you can see it. Let's look and listen. It's going to be loud, undoubtedly. Reversers will be applied. Let's look and listen. Flipping amazing. Got it in top 3 on flight radar. Nicely done. And also a massive big thank you everyone for the 500 likes. And Wolfgang, a massive big thank you to you for gifting 5 memberships just now on to celebrate the occasion. Now, don't forget to say Dankeschön or thank you so much to Wolfgang if you're one of the 5 recipients of the gifted memberships, and don't forget to use the custom emojis that now are available to you for a month whenever you see fit. Now folks, don't go away just yet. We have one 747 expected in half an hour from now. Atlas Air Boeing 747-8 arriving from Miami, expected in half an hour from now. That is going to be the last airplane for today's show. Emirates A380 ready in the shade. As you can see, still some nebulous clouds. It looks better in the direction of the wind, more blue. It's a bit hazy and a bit cloudy. Meanwhile, KLM 737 has landed, arriving from Rome, and more is coming. Let's have a quick look then. KLM 737-900 arriving from Copenhagen. It looks a bit grayish, and that is because it is the SkyTeam livery. KLM flight 1270, 1270, 1 hour and 4 minutes on the way. 23-year-old airplane, first flight June 2001. Omar also back in the chat. Hey there, Omar. And Lances in the chat. More Lances. Got the number, you guys, as well. Arriving from Alicante after that. Third airplane to arrive, METAR Aero, flying on behalf of Suriname, arriving from Panama City, flight 994. Marissa says that the Turkish A380 looks to be the last airplane to arrive from the east to Polderbaan, which means that the opening of runway 27 is imminent. Which of course is to be expected, given the fact that it's almost 1 PM. Welling up next, arriving from Alicante. Flight 1377, A320, 2 hours and 7 minutes on the way. 10-year-old airplane. Vaguely visible in the top left quadrant is the METAR Aero A330-200. QJ says, still miss the Plus Ultra flying for SLM. Well, I'd rather that they bring back one of their A340 rentals. A330s, meh. It's always so funny to see it climb and climb and climb and climb so slowly. Nice little wheelie there. Welling also entering the wheelie competition, which thus far is being led by the KLM Heavy Meisters. Let's turn around. A330 time. METAR Aero flying on behalf of Suriname. A330-200 arriving from Paramaribo, Latin America. Flight 994. 8 hours and 35 minutes on the way. This airplane, 22 years old. First flight July 2002. Michael says, best thing about first class in Emirates is taking a shower. Well, I hope that for the money it would have been the food, but or the bed. Yeah, the idea of taking a shower in an airplane is a luring one, isn't it? Has to be said. Now, how much would a first class ticket on the shortest flight with Emirates be? It's an A380. They don't fly them very close by destinations. It's almost always a several hour flight, so 20k or so. USD or Euro, doesn't matter. So it's like either you buy a new car or take a first class flight on Emirates so that you can take a shower. World Aviation says, funny you say that. I went on Emirates first class Bangkok to Hong Kong for only 480 pounds? You're kidding. Man. Michael says New York to Milan is over $8,000. There you go. Now, World Aviation, how long is that flight from Bangkok to Hong Kong? How many hours? I mean, 480 pounds, that's bloody cheap. 80 euro Bulgari perfume, another bit. Yeah, exactly. The amenities kit is already worth half the ticket price. What a steal. Was that via regular sources or was that via discounts and with codes and miles and whatnot? In the meantime, Paul, thank you so much for your super sticker. Fan character wearing heart-shaped sunglasses. Thank you so much for that, Paul. A 2-hour flight. Well, if I'm ever in the vicinity, that's something to keep in mind. Hey, this is the Eintracht special livery. Nice. Sun Express Eintracht. I totally had forgotten it was also on the arrivals list. I was pretty certain it was going to land on runway 27, but it didn't. Right, have to go to Bangkok then. Well, if we're in the vicinity of Bangkok, then might as well go to Sydney and visit Alvin in real life. Do an Asia world tour. Now another rare Embraer arrival from Stuttgart next. KLM flight 1830. 54 minutes on the way. And Marissa is talking to Paul Logan. Do we have Paul Logan in the chat? We're getting a more famous audience by the day. Yo, all the beers will be on you. You take care of all the beers, I will take care of all the vodka. Right, we have Transavia arriving from Alicante. After that, Turkish A380 arriving from Istanbul, flight 1957. Alvin says you won't remember any of the visit at this rate. Well, that's why you bring a camera along, so that you can take pictures. Isn't that what all the Asian tourists are doing, generally speaking? Taking pictures of everything and then watching what they viewed back home. It's exactly for this reason that cameras were invented, so that you can drink during your vacation, take some pictures, at least have some evidence of where you've been. Anyway, never mind me, I'm talking gibberish always. Turkish Airlines flight 1957, A330-300 arriving from Istanbul. Also, and apparently there's wind blowing this way from that area of the world, because both Emirates flights were earlier than normal. This flight also 2 hours and 51 minutes, a little bit of tailwind. Normally Istanbul, Amsterdam around 3 hours. 9-year-old airplane, first flight December 2014. Looking forward to your feedback report then, Alvin. feeling that the wind is slowing down a little bit. We have a few moments before the next airplane is getting really close by. It is an Embraer 190 with losers. Let's have a quick look and refresh the METAR for the occasion. Yep, 13 knot wind. It is slowing down. A few clouds at 2,500 feet. Still a warning for temporary minor showers and rain and towering cumulus clouds. Well, those are clearly visible, those towering cumulus clouds. Let me paste the updated METAR in the ticker for the final remainder of the stream. It's almost 1 o'clock, which means Polderbaan will no longer be the only runway in use for arrivals, but runway 27. And I already see an A319 from EasyJet arriving from Dubrovnik that is landing there. Right, Lisa has to go back on the road. See ya. Drive safely. See you soon. Tap dancer from Portugal, 3rd for arrival. Nice. Tap dancers, no baby bus, but Air France is number 2. First, the losers. This is KLM flight 1450, Embraer 190, 1 hour and 26 minutes underway. 6-year-old airplane, first flight February 2018. And that is Harry passing by overhead. Harry the Heron. Heron? 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 Heron, probably, right? And K1 in the VW has begun its shift. And thank you, Marissa, for the update. Atlas 747 confirmed for Polderbaan, as expected. It's always nice. Roadhog says Bombardier Global 6000 incoming. Where? Where? I am missing it, I'm afraid. This is KLM South or Air Baguette. Flight 1640 arriving from Paris Charles de Gaulle, A320. Wind is picking up again, just as the METAR was saying it is slowing down, and it felt like it. Now it feels like wind has been picking up again. Again. I'm sobering up, need vodka. 44 minutes of flight time. 15-year-old airplane, first flight March 2009. Really interesting how when the camera is in a certain angle versus the wind, it is shuddering really a lot, and the other moment it is all quiet and smooth sailing. Third in line from NA to NA. Ah, that explains why I wasn't seeing it with AMS inbound and outbound filters engaged. What is this? Must be it. Bombardier Global 6000. Harry also doing a flyby. Now, talking about towering cumulus clouds. That would be one. EasyJet, Bombardier Global 6000. Nice. Oh, this airplane is lit. Didn't even see it. Time for a little butt shot to boot. Iberia is also back in the chat. Good to see ya. And Jose, indeed, next from Lisbon, TAP Air Portugal, A320, flight 668. Not being flown by pilots, but by tap dancers. This is an airplane that has been flying for 2 hours and 32 minutes to get here. 22 years it has been flying in total now. Began flying as a professional airplane in May 2002. Wolfgang says that internet says it's Toto Wolff's bizjet. Okay, nice. Is he still active in Formula 1? If he is, he's late. Portuguese butt shot to boot. $7,500 from Melbourne to Amsterdam in 2017. That is an Emirates first class ticket. That's just one flight. that's not back and forth. That's just one single leg. Granted, it is a leg that you would want to be on business class or higher for. Waiting for the next airplane to become visible. There is a 737-800 lining turning in. Arriving from Edinburgh, KLM flight 926. Don't see anything visually just yet. 737-700 arriving from Manchester behind it. Another 737-700 from Aberdeen behind it. And Atlas is coming. Atlas Air 7478. One-way Emirates first class ticket. $7,500. Melbourne to Amsterdam in 2017. It's a lot of money to take a shower. Still cannot see it. I do have it visually, small speck of light. Now it's behind that one cloud. Bit higher. KLM flight 926 is what we are looking at. 737-800 arriving from Edinburgh. Flight duration 58 minutes as we speak. Five-year-old airplane, first flight March 2019. Okay then, 737-700 arriving from Manchester behind it. Now we have 679 viewers and 578 likes. Can we get it through 600 before the end of the stream? Still, what, 5 minutes left or so? You're not doing it for me, but it is for other people who might not know the channel yet, but who, like you yourselves, might be into live streams such as this. The likes help to promote it to people who might be interested in it. Maybe you came across this channel through recommendations on YouTube too. Likes of earlier viewers have helped to promote the channel in such a way. So if you think other people would also love the streams just as you do, and you haven't done so already, don't forget to drop a like. KLM flight 926. Now time for 2 consecutive KLM 737-700s. One from Manchester, the other from Aberdeen. The one from Manchester is coming in already. KLM flight 1032. Flight time 41 minutes. The PHBGG, 15 years old. First flight March 2009. Hey, and we crossed the 600 likes. Thank you all so much. Always nice to end with a nice number. Still 3 more airplanes by the looks of it to go. 2 737-700s back to back. And it looks like we'll have to wait a few minutes for our grand finale, the 747-8 arriving from Miami, Florida. Oh man, I cannot wait until my new camera gets back. This camera screen is so dim, it looks really dark. John realizes it's no longer morning. No, it isn't. At least not here in mainland Europe, but also no longer in the UK. Now also a massive big thank you to the cat for your super sticker. A beacon light with words spoiler alert. Thank you so much for that. Wow. This is KLM flight 914 arriving from Aberdeen, 737-700. It is the PHBGH. 58 minutes underway, 14-year-old airplane, first flight November 2009. I'm also hearing something pass by overhead by the sound of it with propellers. Similar to how I haven't been able to spot a single contrail, obviously this prop engine also produces none. Still looking up and around me, interesting cloudiness. South of me still looks a bit more grim. Directly to the west and northwest particularly more blue. Also, hey, check it out. Fidel is back. Fidel is back. Fidel Castro hunting for Pinky and the Brain. Gee, Brain, what do you want to do tonight? The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world. Looking to the north. Looks like so. This is looking to the east. Waiting a bit for the 7478 Atlas Air to arrive. It is flying base now. Should be turning final pretty soon. Question is, can we see it already? The $1,000,000 question. Looking over my camera visually, I'm not seeing anything just yet. Now, if only I could see it visually, the 7478, I could try to point the camera towards it. Absolutely not seeing anything, but hoping I might see something when panning the camera a bit back and forth. This is already too far, I think. So a quick look. Oh yeah, the laptop screen does show me where I need to point. Wasn't too far off in the end. This really is hard to see on the screen out here in the field. Should be better again during the next stream. I'm hoping that my new camera will be delivered before Thursday. Last airplane of the day, ladies and gentlemen. It is the second queen of the show. The other one was a 747-400. This is a 7478 Atlas Air arriving from Miami as well. Miami, glad to see this airplane. 7 hours and 15 minutes underway. 12-year-old airplane, first flight October 2011. And indeed, as Alvin is already saying, once again, thanks all for joining and making this such a great time. Hope to see you all on the next one. I fully concur. A big thank you also to everybody who liked the stream and who donated in the form of memberships, gifted memberships and whatnot. Also already a big thank you to the moderators for once again keeping the stream friendly and accessible to new viewers. If you have liked the stream, don't be afraid to recommend it to a friend who might also be enjoying this kind of content. If you've been lurking, don't be afraid to say hi next time. It's not mandatory, but it's always appreciated. And if you have any questions, feel free to shoot. There's no such thing as a stupid question or a dumb question. There's always a lot of knowledgeable people watching, and everybody is friendly. Not the gentlest of touchdowns, but on the ground is on the ground, right? This definitely compensated for the somewhat timid landing of the previous 747 in the audio department. reverses on the 747-8 are almost as sweet, or maybe perhaps even a little bit sweeter than those of the A380 in my opinion. Well, it's 4 engines versus 2, so maybe that makes the difference. That also explains the difference. So yeah, Atlas Air, well worth the wait in my opinion. Last airplane of today's show. Hopefully the weather will allow me to go out again on Thursday. Hopefully I'll have my XA60 back. You probably won't notice much difference in the stream, but I certainly will, being out here in the sun with all the reflections and whatnot. Now again, a big thank you to all who joined. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I have. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy Formula 1 if you're going to watch later. See you soon, bye for now.